The UFC is back in the UK with a big pay-per-view card this weekend, UFC 304 in Manchester. We've got two big title fights at the top of the card with Leon Edwards defending his welterweight title against Bilal Muhammad and Tom Aspinall defending the interim heavyweight belt against Curtis Blades. But there's more to this card that I'm looking forward to. Let's get into it. Of course, the top of the marquee is the welterweight title bout for Leon Edwards against Bilal Muhammad, their second meeting actually. We remember during the Apex pandemic era, these two did fight, but it ended in a no contest due to an eye poke from Leon Edwards to Bilal. Bilal's been chomping at the bit to get this title opportunity. He's been waiting out, clearing out contenders, and this fight was inevitable, and I'm glad we're finally getting it. And it's a big spotlight once again for Leon Edwards in the United Kingdom. At minus 250 odds for Leon Edwards, of course, he's the betting favorite, and I don't disagree. I think Leon has more skills. I think he has more experience. This is a big step up in competition for Bilal. He has been clearing out the contenders, but yeah, I don't. I think this is tailor-made for Leon Edwards to take a decision victory. This is some wild stuff to me. The fact that the interim heavyweight title is being defended at all is pretty crazy, but I'm glad these two are running it back because these two fought before also, and it ended pretty unceremoniously with Tom Aspinall having the knee injury that ended up forcing the fight to end early. Since then, Tom Aspinall has been on a tear, and Curtis has also looked pretty good, but Curtis has shown some of his limitations in some of his recent losses and even some of his recent wins. I think these betting odds are pretty accurate. Tom Aspinall at a minus 355 favorite, that's pretty big leaning towards Tom Aspinall and an expected unanimous victory. I think it's kind of Tom's choice how he wants to do it. I think he has shown a lot of skill. I think he has the future written all over him for this heavyweight division. And I think Tom Aspinall gets it done. I think he probably gets a finish. I don't really want to venture to say which round, but I feel like Tom will get it done via TKO. This is going to be one of the most fun fights on the card. Also on the main card, Bobby, aka, well, his name is King Green now, the former Bobby Green versus Paddy Pimblett. Paddy is yet to be ranked at lightweight. Bobby Green has been a veteran in the UFC, wins some, loses some, but always has entertaining fights. Paddy has looked okay in his recent fights. He did look really good against Tony Ferguson, but this is also an aging Tony Ferguson. So betting odds says that Bobby Green, King Green, is a minus 125 favorite, so it's kind of close to a pick'em. I lean towards Bobby Green, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Paddy gets a semi-close upset here. It's a close fight, but yeah, given the UK crowd, that's gonna definitely hype up Paddy Pimblett, and Bobby Green just kind of fighting like a wild man. I feel like I'm almost wanting to pick the underdog here with Paddy Pimblett because of those factors that I mentioned, and also Paddy Pimblett has shown a lot of promise. I think he fights a little bit more disciplined these days, and he's better on the ground. So I'm going to go with Paddy Pimblett. Also on the main card, this is an all-striking affair for Arnold Allen and Giga Chikadze. I'm not saying that they're not going to get to the ground. They both are very capable on the ground. But we know Giga is a striker, kickboxer primarily. Arnold Allen does welcome the chaos when it comes to these entertaining fights. Look at his fight against Max Holloway. This is going to be the sleeper fight that I think is going to be one of, if not maybe the most fun fight on this card. Arnold Allen as a betting favorite, minus 238. I am okay with that pick, and I will go with Arnold Allen. I will go with the betting favorite. Giga Chikadze is coming off of a pretty serious injury, and he took a pretty large beating against Calvin Kattar. I think he might have fought maybe one time since then. I think his injury happened during training, but Arnold Allen, I think, shows a lot of promise. He probably took a lot of lessons from that Max Holloway loss. I lean towards Arnold Allen in this fight. I'm also very much looking forward to the return of Molly Meatball McCann. She's fun. She's exciting. She's always entertaining to watch, especially in front of a UK crowd. This is not for rankings. This is kind of just getting her back into the swing of things and hopefully getting her into the strawweight rankings at some point. But she does need a fight. I think she lost pretty dramatically in her last fight. I'm excited to see Meatball. So let's go Meatball. And last but not least, somehow this is on the early prelims, but this fight has probably the most heat coming into it with Muhammad Mokaev against Manel Kape. These guys are already fighting in the Fighter Hotel. The chirping has been happening a lot back and forth on the online circle. Lots of trash talk, lots of bad blood, lots of ill will. For some reason, Manel Kape, he's a wild man. He loves to dive into the chaos when preparing for a fight. So, uh, I think I would just have to lean towards Mokaev on this one. I think he shows a lot of skill. I think he shows a lot of promise. He's still very young. He's constantly getting better. Not to say that Manel Kape is not skilled. I think he's also getting better, but Mokaev is just, he's definitely earmarked by the UFC to be the future of this flyweight division. I'll have to go with Mokaev. So there you have it. Those are my picks for UFC 304. Who do you think is going to win? What any fights are you looking forward to? Let me know in the comments.